While MCCI parkour is mostly quite cool and good, it can also be upsetting and frankly, quite rude. But it doesn't have to be. Parkour Warrior is filled with intentionally hidden and sometimes unintentionally hidden skips from the easiest courses to the very hardest. And I can almost guarantee that you haven't seen all of them. My goal with this video is to talk about all the skips I can think of from this particular Parkour Warrior Dojo rotation. For the sake of thoroughness, I included a few that might seem a little bit boring, but hopefully for the most part they'll be cool and epic. This course may seem really simple and straightforward, and it is, but there is a skip that some of you may not have heard of before. Essentially, when you reach this jump here, instead of going here and then doing this 4-block that you could probably do pretty easily, instead you want to go on this ice, then onto this and do a little head hit there, which saves not much time, about half a second, but still worth it to get those Leap Champions in Survivor. I won't spend too long talking about the simpler courses and skips, as they are relatively straightforward and easy to understand. This is one that I'm pretty sure everyone knows. For the ones that don't, there is this funny strat you can do. There's many cheeky little time saves on this course, but this one's the fastest that I've found. Now at this point, you may be thinking, are any of these really skips, or are they just slightly more optimal speedrun strats for nerds? And if you thought that, you'd be kind of right. But don't worry, with some of the boring ones out of the way, you can finally get into the cool stuff, so let's get started. And why did I say that? The very next course is an easy one. Oh boy. This one is at least kind of cool. Surely you can forgive me, right? After that brief detour, we can finally get into the real skips. Dwitty, whose creations have been the bane of my and many other Parkour Warrior players as well existence ever since they were implemented. And this is renowned as one of your hardest courses. I'll take a particular delight in tearing this one to shreds. A challenge this difficult would require a solution so clever and so outside the box that I'm now going to show you 3 different ways to cheese the first jump. But if that was it, could I really feel accomplished? Sure, I beat the challenge, but all I did was walk underneath the whole thing. That's just kind of lame. So what if I told you that you could simply disrespect the whole thing? This is back to a simpler course, but it is a really cool skip that I think more people should be aware of. Up next, I have 2 fairly similar skips, although this one is by far the harder. While this one may be easier, it's definitely a lot funnier. And while that one was pretty funny, even though it actually doesn't save that much time, do you want to know something that's even goofier and yet also completely useless? Is it practical to try and do this course without touching the ground? I think that's a silly question. XMJ Gold, you actually made a course that I can't cheese and have to do normally. Good job. That's it for everything I wanted to talk about, but there's still plenty of things that I wanted to show. I assembled some of the coolest parkour strats, routes, and skips that I know into a montage I'll be cutting to right now. I am just now realizing that only 5 days are left in the rotation. Good timing by me, I suppose. This is going to be extremely helpful. Well, with whatever little time is left, I hope someone found this useful. If you watched to the end, I hope that at least something in this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.